Before we get into it, I want to give a big thanks to those over at Pop Agenda for the review code. Shovel Knight Showdown is an unexpected game about the digging knight and his rogues gallery. While the main game you may be familiar with is a difficult platformer with unique elements and stories, this is a Smash-style 4-player brawl using those same beloved characters and style. Now the game does take a very unique and odd approach to its 4-player melee, so let's take a look at what makes it tick and if Yacht Club Games hit gold with their first foray into the genre. What is happening? Mattmade here, bringing you my quick thoughts on Shovel Knight Showdown. You start the game with 8 playable characters and a handful of stages. In order to unlock the rest, you'll need to go through each character's story, beating down the others, and taking out a boss at the end. The story isn't terribly long, however there are times where you may get taken down due to a difficult rule set, or one of the characters knocks you into one of the hazards on the stage. Each character is trying to accomplish something, and they have a rival they must fight before the boss, and that will typically unlock that character right after beating the story. The controls of Shovel Knight Showdown are simple. You have your standard melee attack, a projectile, a charge attack, and a parry. Mixing these with the items that appear on the stage will help you defeat your opponents and win the match. Knowing what your and your opponent's characters can do is important and will make the matches much easier to win. At the start of the match, you'll have 4 health points, and each time you're hit, you'll lose 1. Making matches go pretty quickly since you don't have to get the opponent's stamina percentage up just to KO them. You just hit them 4 times, or knock them into a hazard once and they lose a life. Typically, each character have 4 lives, however defeating them isn't always the best way to win. This game is much slower paced than others in the genre, such as Smash Bros. And Rivals of Acre. Instead of rolling or dodging around, you're jumping, diving, and parrying your opponent. There is no blocking in this game, only parrying, which honestly is pretty overpowered at times. Your parry knocks away everything around you, even opponents that didn't hit you, and items that may have been thrown at you. Once you're hit by a parry, you're stunned for a few seconds, and at times, you have to watch yourself fall helplessly into a hazard that kills you. If slow, methodical gameplay isn't your thing, then you'll have a difficult time adjusting. While playing through the game, there were many times I wish there was a turbo option or a speed option that could crank it just to move a bit faster. There are a ton of game modes and options for you to play, so each game will feel completely different. From only bombs doing damage to collecting a certain number of gems first, you can customize things to your liking and the game will keep you on your toes. Add in the fact there are some items that are just unfair and you'll have yourself a good time. Now I did have a few gripes with the game that I wanted to be a bit different or added, like an online mode. You cannot go online with this game. It's local or nothing. This was pretty disappointing, as being able to go online and play with randoms and show off your skills to others would have given this game so much replay value. Yes, you can do remote play with a friend, however, just queuing up in a lobby or randomly matching up with strangers makes things a lot easier and gives the player base something else that they can do. The second thing I wish that was added was the ability to turn up the movement speed of the characters so they move a bit faster. The gameplay feels a bit stiff and like I'm moving through syrup at times. Now this is probably due to me being used to playing quick fighters in games like Smash, Rivals of Acre, hell, even Brawlhalla. Those games have many movement options and characters are quick and agile. But all in all, Shovel Knight Showdown is a fun little game that will test your patience while fighting. It's a very methodical fighting game that gives you many customization options so that you can have a good time with characters that you enjoy. It is definitely a fun game to play for a few hours with friends and to come back to every now and then. But what are your thoughts about Shovel Knight Showdown? Did you know about it? Have you played it? I'd love to hear it, so let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget, if you're a fan of gaming, consider striking that subscribe button and hitting the bell. This is Mattmade, and I will see you in the next video.